This was me having what I call fun, wanting to learn more about Jeremiah 52:33, where Jehoiachin, who had been in prison for 37 years, was led out of prison and given new clothes and allowed to eat bread with the king for the rest of his life, which represents some sort of forgiveness or return of favour. But I was particularly intrigued by the new and the bread. I'm looking at the Wycliffe translation at the moment because it does specifically use the word new instead of changed out of. Further up in the text, it references that they got rid of cauldrons, pomegranates, water pots, incense, and candlesticks, so that all the tools of former worship had been destroyed. And what I've got here is essentially like a smoky cloud or plume from which emanates a series of horns, which could be phases of the moon, references to Venus, or both. And they're holding in between the horns one small sun, which looks a bit like a dog, and then one larger sun. So just to zoom in on that plume there's actually figures on the right and figures on the left. The figure on the left looks a bit darker, and there's this sort of white energy between, and then it's darker and blue on the right. It's almost like the energy on the right is quite overlapping as well. And there is this figure within the left horn that goes around. It actually looks a bit like a pea pod as well. It looks like someone with long, spiritual hair. There's wisps of spirit within it. And there's just a close-up of the two suns. I did debate whether to go over the bigger one with more yellow to make it brighter, but I kind of like that there's the dark and the light aspects of it. So what this speaks to me about is that there was a period where old fertility worship, knowledge of the goddess in the old ways was destroyed, and water pots and vessels, etc., got rid of. But that at some point there was a forgiveness and an acknowledgement that there needed to be a return to those ways, or at least sharing those ways because they shared bread together. I think it looks like a really nice, bright piece. And it's a reminder to look at the multiple meanings of words and obviously translations. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe.